Our team name is Bleach Bones. I'm from Sweden.
I'm from Sweden as well.
I'm from Mother Russia.
We're running LSD2 as Munkin, Warlock, Resto Shaman. We're excited to kill some people.
It's the first time we're like playing together as a team, so we haven't been playing that long together. Our opponents, I think we know pretty much everything. We know what to expect out of every team, so we're not really scared of anyone, I think. People are a bit scared of us.
And they underestimate us as well.
I would say I am the boss.
Yeah.
The balance.
He's kind of the one leading the team, you know. It's
yeah,
like in the actual game.
Talking much.
It's like he's just sitting quiet. I'm just going with the flow. I'm just there. We are Bleach Bones and we're going to everyone up.
You know, the next round, the winner bracket round 2 is so important because winning a winner bracket round 2 means you have an invite to BlizzCon. That's absolutely huge. So, you know, for most of these players, it's going to be the most important match that they've ever played.
Yeah, for sure. That is the question, though. Can they pave their hashtag road to BlizzCon?
They may be able to, man. Well, two teams are going to be able to do that in the next round, and then we're going to have to wait till tomorrow to find out who that third team is. But here we have Bleach Bones. It is going to be Elotis, I think. Elotis? I'm not sure. And it's going to be Laguna. I believe you said it's pronounced Laguna on the Warlock, and it's going to be Laser Chicken on the Druid. Worth mentioning is that I believe it was a Skitch is their normal Moonkin, but he actually was not able to get a visa, so they had to have a last-minute replacement here with Laser Chicken. So, you know, not the ideal situation for them. Definitely has to be, you know, something that can throw you off a little bit when you have to call in you know, a replacement last moment and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so
you can come in last place. Heart of the Wild now, and they treat their Druid's Heart of the Wild as their own cooldown, you know?
Oh, God, they are actually already in the game. So we're going to hop on into that. It is in the Grand Arena, and this is BP, Blood X, Minpoike, and Zeepai. And the game is already going on, so we can hop right in. Minpoike already caught into that Howl of Terror. Blood X is going to be popping his Zerker Rage. Zeepai down. Everyone going to die at the same time. And the heavy favorites, you talked about it. You thought they might not even lose a match. But they're going to fall in game 1 here. Very well played there by Laguna, Laser Chicken, and Looney, coming with that last-minute sub. You know, taking a game 1, a very important game 1, off of Blood X, Minpoike, and Zeepai. That's a big moment for them.
Yeah, I think Laguna is an absolutely disgusting Warlock. He is really good. I feel like...
And Zeepai, so low. The Shaman Rage comes up. It's way too late. Minpoike is going to get MCS, and that is going to be that. They just got absolutely stomped.
You know, I wonder if because Blood X was hitting the pet, if that just let them get way too much pressure going out, and just Minpoike wasn't able to keep up. But I also think that he went in the last game, so he was trying this game to play super greedy with his mana, and what do we know about what happens when you play greedy?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that was even the case, dude. I mean, I just think their damage was so high. Like, I mean, do you really think he was playing greedy already? Like, he was at like 280,000 mana. I don't think he was trying to be greedy with his mana. I feel like they just underestimated the amount of damage. I mean, it's like for me personally, whenever I play against Moonkins, I'm so scared of their cooldowns. You know, like I feel like when Moonkin cooldowns come out, that's when it's time to run, man. Like especially as Ellie Warrior, like do you really need to be all-inning the Shaman like 5 seconds into the game when the Moonkin has Heart of the Wild, Trinket Proc, you know, like Starfall, everything going? Your whole team is just going to get absolutely wrecked. And like I feel like when Laser Chicken pops his cooldowns, maybe it's time to play a little bit more defensive, man. Like try to get up, but I don't think it's going to be enough here. The Stormbolt coming in on Laguna there. Looks like they have stabilized. That is going to be that. But Minpoike, I mean, can you say risky play, man? Sitting through that full bash when he's at about 150k. What was he waiting for?
Yeah, that was
that I feel like he almost didn't even notice that his trinket was back up. I think he was. That seemed like a bit of a panic moment to me, man. I don't understand why you wouldn't trinket that there. The Shaman's about to die. That was scary, but
he knew.
Pays off. So I mean, you know, he was able to survive regardless. And they are able to get their first win. You changed it. I think they were giving symbiosis to the Ellie Shaman before for the offensive beam. So I think that was actually a really smart change. And the CC did seem to shut down Laguna so much. I mean, for a lot of the game, there was no dots, 0.
I really feel like it's just the kiting that Looney had. Like if you're dragging the warrior out of line of sight, you're pretty much just getting hit on by a warrior, and you just have to sustain through him.
When you look at like a Tigress Peak, when you look at like a Tolveron, a Blade's Edge. Those are a lot more
It's
difficult.
pronounced Tolveron.
Okay. But yeah, those are a lot more difficult to kill a shaman on, especially the 2-tier maps. I mean, Blade's Edge, every time the warrior goes up, Moonkin can knock him down. I mean, literally, if all they're going to do is train the shaman, as a shaman, you can literally stand with your back to the edge.
Yeah, you are correct. About half health for all members of Z5 and Poike and Blood X. You can see Blood X, he did get his Dawson spelled off,
This
but he's
could
still
be
so
it.
low. He's in a lot of trouble. He's trying to put the pressure out onto Looney. Looney at half health. Blood X down to about 200k HP, trying to leap away. He does have retaliation up. He's running behind the Pillarman. Poike caught inside of a bash full, though, at 100.
He has his trinket. He's sitting. He doesn't trinket. He goes down in the bash. That is going to be the series. And that was a bit of a repeat of that first win that they had.
Yeah.
To me, I don't think he noticed that his trinket came up during that bash. I mean, it came up, about a second or a second and a half. Hello and welcome back to Sweden. We are live here at DreamHack Stockholm. I'm Azael, I'm with Conrad, and we're ready to give it another try. So hopefully it's going to be smooth. Laguna, Laser Chicken, and Looney still up 2-0 if you are just now tuning in, looking to close things out and get their ticket to BlizzCon.
Yeah. Check it out, guys. That's them marking themselves. That's so that way they can see themselves like through pillars and such. Down to half health.
Oh
He's
my
gonna have
god,
to
and he doesn't
Just block, man. Just.
Oh my lord, man, and he is just dead on the ground.
Would you do that as a spectator?
That was actually pretty nice.
Thanks.
Good transition. But
Thank you.
that is man,
Look at their face. They're like, really?
yeah, that was like a
That was a good
10-second
one.
game, dude.
Yeah. Well, we're just gonna hop right back into the next one, guys.
That is rough. And this is like, like a human, you can't really you can't hate the guy for it or anything like that. There's no point in getting mad about it. But it's things like that that can cost you a tournament. So we'll see if they are.
Teams actually to be dying.
Look at Fried Kitty though. He might actually just die again.
Please block. Please block. Please block.
I think he doesn't need to. He does get NS there. The Barkston, Iron Bark rather, was up. He's stacking up his ice, and he has to top his whole team back off. But Fried Kitty, he had to be forced into the block. They have no pressure. There's the Halitair. I think this is going to spell the end for them. We do see that the Barkston comes out, but that is going to be Fried Kitty going down, and a 2-0 lead here for Bleach Bones as they take their opponent's math pick and they win anyway.
Yeah. It's all but sealed, man. Signed, sealed, not yet delivered. That's a TBD on that ETA for the
flight to BlizzCon.
LETTER. Yeah, for the TICK.
Yeah. Okay. Good spelling.
Thanks. I'm pretty GOOD at THAT. Purple Diamond.
Islands though on that heel. Looney's still in some trouble. Gonna get out of there. Shadow Fiend was used. Blazing Speed. Oh my god, the mage is right back on top of him. He's gonna be able to fake that CS. I do believe has to unleash up. Like, oh my god, Ville goes down, and he did not have this burst up, and that is gonna be that. It took him 3 tries, but they have done it. Congratulations to Laguna, Laser Chicken, and Looney. They are the second recipients of the invite to BlizzCon. Well deserved. Played fantastic in the first series. Blanked the team in the second series. Just really great play so far in the tournament.
Look at that. That is Laguna. You see right there shaking the hand of the master admin. That is his actual name, by the way. And he's going to get that ticket. Look at that. He's happy. Congratulations to them.
And dude, how cool is it that they did this with a last-minute replacement?
Yeah, they did. That's him in the middle right there.
No, it's not. Yeah, it is him in the middle. Yep.
Yeah, our chicken man.
Yeah, it's Laser Chicken.
That's
dude.
another competitor behind him right there, shaking the hands. I believe he's currently in the losers bracket.
Yeah.
But yeah, look at them. They have the ticket to BlizzCon. They get invited. Big congratulations to them. That is
especially like I said. I mean, it's like their main teammate was not able to come because of a visa issue.
Yeah.
Last minute.
You know what?
They bring in Laser Chicken. They knock out the big tournament favorites in the first round, and then in the second round they 3-0 a team. They're already through to BlizzCon. That they're looking very good.
저희 팀의 이름은 푸시푸시이고 여기는 전사, 저는 드루이드, 여기는 법사, 마법사입니다. 저희 팀은 한 3달? 4달 정도 됐고요. 한 달이야 투기장 안 한 지 한 달 정도 돼서 감이 좀 떨어졌을 것 같고, 그 다음에 저희가 북미에서 연습을 많이 했는데 US 서버에서 연습을 많이 했는데 거기서 이제 핑이 하도 높으니까 근데 여기서 이제 낮으니까 그래서 아마 좀 첫 경기에 뭐 긴장 안 하고 잘만 한다면 뭐 다음 경기 계속 더 잘할 수 있을 것 같아요. 저희는 한국에서 온 푸시 팀인데 한 3년 전에 저희 한국 팀이 블리츠컨에서 우승을 했는데 저희 이번에도 또 한국이 우승하고 가도록 하겠습니다.
As well. Rallying cry comes out. Could that be enough? The Shadow Fury comes down. I just don't think he can pick his team back up. He's desperately trying to heal them all back up, but they're all at 100k. Shockwave hits both the DPS. Looney trying to stay offensive, throwing out the purges. The lightning bolts come in, and they're all gonna fall.
Wow, they all died at the same time.
Oh my god, man, what a crazy game. So close though from the WMD. They looked so good on Blade's Edge there, honestly. And man, they got Laserman to 5k at one point, 10k at another point, and then they had I think it was 20k on Laguna as well. I mean, it was like ridiculous.
He's gonna fall.
Look at that.
2-2 is the score, and we're going to game 5.
Yes, we are. Now, Coding showed a completely different game that time. The difference between the life bars, just watching over the whole match, it really seemed like they put a ton of pressure onto Bleach Bones, where either Laguna or Laser was pressured to the point that they had to gate out non-stop. It was just over and over and over and over.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely crazy stuff, and to me, really, you know, Laguna is so solid, you know, in his gameplay generally, but I really just felt like he needs a gate at that one point, and that really cost Looney his trinket. I mean, you know, he ported over, and then he was trying to get distance. I guess I think what his thought process was, he ports over the tomb, and then I think he wanted to run to the far side to his gate, and then gate back to the tomb.
Yeah.
But what ended up happening is, I mean, it's like against the warrior with all the stuns the warrior can put out, with all the novas and everything, and roots from a mage, he ended up gating. He tried to get to the gate. He got about halfway, so he's in the middle of the map. He realized, crap, I can't do this.
But can he stay alive? 90k HP, Young at 100k. I don't think they're going to be able to survive. The damage comes in, and that is going to be that. Young falls down, not getting that chance to use his next set of offensive cooldowns. 53% on the dampening, and it was just too much for Coding.
Yeah, what a game that was. So back and forth. I really thought that Push was going to take it. There were so many times that they had Laserman just extremely low.
Yeah, extremely low indeed, man, and really good game, honestly, back and forth. But you know, Laserman, he was just shutting down Yun on his cooldown so much, and you know, Yun every time it seemed like he would use the MCS to try to get the CC over onto Looney, and then as soon as he would blow that MCS, Laserman just starts going nuts with the clones, and they just start spamming out fears and clones, and it's looking like the Korean team's still in pretty good spirits there, but they did just fall down, and it's got to be disappointing for them.
They played excellent matches. There wasn't any one point in that match that I thought that they really messed up on anything that they did. They played it really well. They had an excellent map on Blade's Edge, which I didn't expect to happen.
Yeah, next weekend at BlizzCon, and honestly, I'm really excited about it. But we do have Looney over with Paul. Let's hear what he has to say.
Thank you. I have a very emotional man standing next to me. He said when he came over, I feel like I've had a workout. That was hard.
Yeah, indeed, man. This, like, we came out on top, I guess, but this was such a hard matchup. Like, I don't know. I was expecting it to be really, really good, but I don't know. I guess it took me a bit by surprise. But, yeah.
I think they took all of us by surprise. I mean, you know, I was told beforehand, no, the Koreans are all right, they're doing better, but no, they're not going to win this group. They're probably not going to get out of the group, and that made you the favourites for that. But that gave you extra pressure too. When it was 2-2, I think you guys were a bit nervous, right?
Yeah, for sure. Like when we lost the last game of Ruins, like, I mean, then it was the real deal. I mean, 2-2. I mean, lose or win the next round. I mean, yeah.
You came over and I mean, you were literally just so emotional from finishing that game. You guys were just, you know, it meant so much to me. Try and put that into words for us at home and for the people watching. Put it into words what it means to you to win that game.
It means everything. I mean, we came here to win, right? So like winning means everything. So it feels so good winning, especially like the first round. I mean, it's great. I don't know. I don't know what to say. It just feels so good, man.
I mean, it's such an important match to win in that first round, isn't it? Because of the way it's set up. I mean, some of the guys now have to wait a week before they get to play again. That would be horrible. I feel for the Korean guys because they now have to think about that now for a whole week, go to BlizzCon, and then they're on their last life. You guys now get a second chance to go through today and go to the semi-final.
Yeah, I know. Like another hard matchup like awaits, so I don't know. We'll see. But we're hoping to win. We're going to play our best like we did now, but it's going to be a hard matchup for sure.
I mean, you said you felt like you'd had a workout, but now you've got to rest now because you've got to play another game. So have you got some left in the tank?
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure.
All right, well, best of luck with that, and great game again, and congratulations on the win. Okay.
But guys, this is going to be, remember, the final match of the day, so it should be a good one. But, you know, as Paul was saying, this is just the beginning. We just have the starting stages of this tournament. You know, next Friday, Saturday at BlizzCon, the main event, we're going to have so many more games.
Oh, yeah.
But Playing with Fire versus Bleach Bones, 2 European teams here. Only one can go straight to the semifinals. It's going to be Rind on the Druid, Sad Story playing the Priest, Livin on the Mage versus Bleach Bones. That's going to be Laguna on the Warlock, Laser Chicken on the Druid, and Looney playing the Shaman.
Yeah, and both of these teams, we saw some amazing play coming out of this before. Looney with those last-second Spirit Links that don't even need to render on the screen to do the job half the time.
Yeah, Elves, part of that prize pool in the top 4. I mean, top 4 teams going to be getting $20,000. So you're guaranteeing yourself at least $10,000 more if you win this one match, and potentially up to $110,000 more for that $120K first place prize. $50,000 going to be going to our second place BlizzCon team, and 5th through 8th going to be taking home a cool $10,000 cash.
Yeah, that's a heck of a raise going from 8th place to 1st place.
Just waiting on this last player, guys. As soon as we are having them on and ready, you know, every time obviously a new series starts up, they move their computers over, they have set up, make sure everything's ready again. But honestly, they're getting it moving very quickly. It's been quite a smooth process. We haven't really had much more than a couple minutes delay throughout the entire thing. So I have to say that, you know, ESL and Blizzard are doing an amazing job. All the admins, all the crew, everyone working behind the scenes here has been doing fantastically and making our jobs very easy, which is always nice. You know, we don't really have to worry about anything. We just kind of sit here and talk and, you know, and just reap the rewards.
Yeah. Talking is 90% of what I'm actually good at, so as long as I can stick to mostly that and keep the other stuff to a minimum, then I am a very happy bunny. So
there you go. So you're a happy kitty and a bunny.
I'm all sorts of small fuzzy animals, apparently.
Small. Yeah, there you go, man. Just like a freaking all the World of Warcraft companions and stuff. But anyway, this is Playing with Fire. You can see them there. That is going to be Rin closest to the camera. It's going to be Sad Story in the middle. It's going to be Livin on the end. Quite a young team, or at least you know, Rin. I'm not sure his age. He's obviously young, but you know, Sad Story I think is like 18 or 19, and I think Livin is 16. I was told so. Definitely some very young guys there, and doing very well for themselves so far.
Yeah, and like you talked a moment ago about how that $120,000 is life-changing. It's especially life-changing at 16. Like, that's a big deal. Yeah, dude. I mean, at 16, I was like reffing soccer games for like $12 a game or something like that. So, you know, it's a lot of soccer games to get $120,000. But anyway, it is obviously here we have Laguna closest to the camera, and it is going to be Laser Chicken in the middle, Looney on the end there, playing that Resto Shaman, playing very, very well for himself. And you can kind of see his mouse setup. It's pretty unique. He kind of has the mouse like below the keyboard, and he has his arm sideways onto it. You know, sometimes there's some players that you can see those kind of like weird setups that they have, and sometimes it's one of those things where it's like that they just didn't have room beside their keyboard on their desk at home, so that's how they got used playing and whatever. Because it's just you just want to basically have it as close to you have it at home as possible. Absolutely. So this match is just about to get underway. We're just joining into it right now, and it should be good to go here very, very shortly. It is, of course, going to be on Nagrand Arena. Just a nice, well-balanced, all-around arena to start things on for each of these matches here. So yeah, going to be very, very shortly underway here, and we will get this series underway. Yep, should be pretty awesome. Going to be starting off on the Grand Arena, as you said, best of 5, losers pick format as always. It's going to be best of 5s all the way through to the Grand Finals, which then are going to be best of 7. That should be awesome. Hopefully it's not a 4-0. Hopefully it's a 4-3 right down to the wire. Yeah. Alrighty, guys, so the gate's about to open up here, and we do see that it is going to be Looney playing the Resto Shaman, Laser Chicken on that Moonkin. Oh, so low, and he doesn't really have much of anything. Livin has no more blocks, and he's very low as well, and they have no pressure whatsoever. Looney has all his cooldowns. He's going to pop the Spirit's Grace and the Ascendance. He wants to just keep them topped off. He wants to make sure they can finish off this game, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Livin down to 50K. This is surely the end. 20K, 10K. Livin is going to go down, and game number 1 is going to Bleach Bones. Looney, Laser Chicken, and Laguna strike first. Yeah, and that was just so well played by Bleach Bones towards the end there. They were just, it felt like they were in control of that match for the majority of it. Maybe a little bit at the beginning, it looked like things were heading in playing with Fire's way, but towards the end of it, it's just Bleach Bones. They recovered, they took control, and they stayed there for the entire rest of the match.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, really, just the start was great from Playing with Fire, but that's really where it ended. I mean, after that, there was literally one gap in the game where it was, I think, over 5 minutes or something like that, where just nothing had happened. I mean, so there's just no way that they were going to be able to survive through that. So the map choice is going to be Tolvaron Arena. Should be a good one. Pretty similar to Nagrand in the way it plays, I feel.
Yeah.
So, you know, interesting that they decided to pick that. I guess one of the things is, though, it's harder to kind of pillar hug as a shaman because you can't go pillar to pillar. The pillars are so far apart, so it's a lot easier to catch that shaman kind of like in transfer, you know, between the pillars and things like that, and spread it out that way. And having played against Rin, you know, a fair bit in the past, he's always been one that kind of like his team, just as soon as you put a gateway on one pillar, his team moves to the other pillar, and they just repeat. You're never going to get a gateway on the pillar that they're on. So if you want to push in, it means you're going to be pushing in away from your gateway.
Have fun spending the entire rest of the match just casting gateway over and over and over again.
So it's one of those things that they're definitely willing to play that style, and you know, it's definitely an intelligent way to do it. And you know, the thing is, because the pillars are so far apart, if you push into their pillar, Looney is forced into the middle of the map, and that's when it can really get hard to avoid that CC.
For sure. So this match is just about to get underway here. It is Playing with Fire versus Bleach Bones. Game 2. Bleach Bones taking that first one pretty convincing.
Topped off, he's really struggling here.
Yeah,
and a full howl on him. This could actually be dispersed. This actually could be the game, and he's just going to go down.
Wow.
And Sad Story does not get the disperse off in the end there. He's going to get hit by that Starfire, perhaps just underestimating the burst coming out. I mean, I saw him at 90K. I saw the Starfire, Star Surge flying through the air, whichever it was, and he just went down. No disperse.
Yeah. Yeah, very interesting. It has to be, like you say, like he just wasn't expecting that much damage to happen at that point in time. Maybe you thought that Rin had a big heal coming in for him or something.
And honestly, I think it might be. I think they might be tilting a little bit here.
Yeah.
Stuff. So it's definitely a very emotional team. It's a young team, and you know, sometimes younger players tend to have more issues with that, I think.
And there's so much on the line in this tournament too. It's such. I mean, we've talked about the prize pool to death at this point, but that's just because it's so important to hammer home.
$250,000.
Yeah, like that's a big deal. So you're, of course, if anything is even a little bit messed up, even if it's to the point of having an entire a computer lockdown in a case like that. But these guys that we've gotten it taken care of, everything's set to go. We're going to be getting back into this match in just a second here. It is a regame on Tolvaron Arena, so just trying again, basically.
Yep, exactly. So first time we've actually had any problems with computers the whole tournament. So hopefully not going to be any recurring issue with that. But regardless, you know, like you said, there's a lot of pressure. You know, the money adding more motivation, more pressure as well. But it's one of those things where it's like, you know, even if you're frustrated, there's no advantage gained from you know, blaming and from that kind of stuff. You know, you just always have to stay positive. It's much better just, you know, just keep that positive attitude, because I think it's just so big, especially in these high pressure events. You have to believe that even if you're down 0-2, you can win 3 in a row, because sometimes you can.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we've seen crazier things happen, and we've seen so many close games today already that there's no reason that this can't be another one. It's starting here in just about a couple of seconds. 3, 2, 1, and the gates have opened. We'll shout back to right then. On Ren, really needs to live in this. There it is. And hopefully we'll see it. But yeah, if anything else, it could be that. Look at that, they're pumped up. They know they're going to the semifinal. Wait, to get cleaned it up. And, you know, I mean, it was a faster game. They didn't last as long as they had to do, man. They had to go aggressive. They had to go goals. Like we talked about it. They didn't want to get so close to getting down to the lead. And at least getting 1 point on the board. We see Blink going out. 17 going to the semifinal. Without further ado, we have Looney with the winner's interview.
Thank you. Congratulations. Another great win. This time seemed easier than the previous game. And you did say the last game was really tough. It took lots out of you. You felt like you'd done a workout. How does it feel after a 3-0?
Like, it was, well, I mean, it wasn't easy. compared to the WMD, I mean, for sure it was an easier matchup. But I mean, they played really well. But I don't know, it felt like we played better as a team, like this round. Like we played way better. But yeah.
Isaiah said in the commentary actually that he thought in the first two maps that your teamwork was absolutely, I think he said perfect at one point. Isaiah said it was perfect. You take that, right?
Yeah, I guess it was. Like there was very, very few mistakes. Like in the first game on Nagran, I did a very stupid trinket, but that's about it. It's like, I don't know.
So 3-0, but the best news of the day is that you now can have a week off, not worry, and come back to BlizzCon at Anaheim Convention Center in a week from now, knowing that you are 1 match away from the final and 2 away from taking home $120,000. Sounds pretty good, right?
Yeah, it feels great.
What are you planning for the next week?
I don't know, man.
Bit of beach time?
Yeah, we're gonna relax. We're gonna have a really fun time until BlizzCon, so yeah.
Well, best of luck in the semi-finals. We'll see you at BlizzCon in a week's time. Congratulations to both of the European teams. They are through to that semi-finals. The Americans, the Koreans and the Chinese still have an opportunity to come back, though.
Hello and welcome back here on stage to our World of Warcraft Arena World Championship. We are about to head into the second semi-finals. The first one really already showed us what a good pace we're having here on stage. It was absolutely incredible. We saw an amazing comeback from Skillcap. So once more, let's bring up the brackets to see where we're standing right now and what we can expect from the day. Skillcap did just advance into the finals, and now it's going to be Bleach Bones going up against 3 Amigos. So I think this game is going to be pretty darn intense too. Now let's see where we're here. I see a lot of 3 Amigos signs. So where are the 3 Amigos fans? All right. Okay, there's plenty of you, as I can see. Where are the guys for Bleach Bones? Really? Oh, come on. Well, let's see, maybe after the first game you will be convinced otherwise. So I would say we should get the teams on stage. So please, a big applause for Bleach Bones from Europe. And they will be going up against 3 Amigos. All right, let's talk to the guys from Bleach Bones first. You also had a day rest yesterday. Did you come to the venue anyway and watch the matches to maybe see what Skillcap is doing?
Yeah, we were. It was amazing games and we were watching all of it.
All right. So you guys had some really, really great matches yesterday already, and now you're here going up against Bleach Bones. A lot of people feel that your comp might have a little bit of trouble. I know that the guys from Bleach Bones probably expect you also to maybe go for a switch. Maybe we see Windwalker. I just gonna assume you don't want to give anything away, but maybe give us a little bit of an insight how you prepared for Bleach Bones.
I'm going to play Windwalker Monk.
Oh, okay. He does give it away. Well, we all can't wait to get that game going. So, guys, thanks a lot for joining me. Good luck to both of those teams. This is all or nothing. This is for the finals. So now we're going to head into a very quick video and then throw it over to our casters.
Anyway, we are going to be moving into the next semifinals. It is going to be 3 Amigos, the big fan favorites, and they're going to be going up against Bleach Bones. And 1 European team has fallen, so we already... oh, no, by mistake. Well, 1 European has team fallen, but anyway. We have 1 European team in the finals, and now we're going to find out if it's going to be an all-European affair or if North America is going to be able to make it on. And, Venruki making the announcement, he's going to play Windwalker.
We get to see Venfuki, and if anyone is a big Venruki fan, you can tune in. Most of the time he plays mage, but he'll throw in that high-level Windwalker play. I'm really glad that people started picking up Windwalker for tournament play. Late into the expansion, their burst is scary.
Yeah, dude, he's sick good at it too. People, I think, underestimate him a lot. He's been playing it for a long time now. I'm liking the hat there on Laguna. That's going to be the guy closest to us. He's going to be playing the Warlock. We are going to see Laser Chicken on the Druid. And Looney, of course, going to be playing the Shaman. And, you know, definitely an excellent team. There's some fun guys as well. And, I mean, they're going to be looking to try to take this series. But I think this is definitely a match they would have liked to avoid. This is probably a team that's really going to be a tough matchup for them, I think. And as Windwalker, Warlock, Shaman is so tough, I think, for LSD2. One of the biggest problems is, you know, this team relies so much on spread pressure, but Windwalker Monks can actually maintain very well with just their own self-heals. So it allows Sidu to just really kind of focus on healing himself, focus on healing Snuts, and he doesn't really have to worry about Venruki as much. So here we go for Three Amigos. It's going to be Snuts in the middle there on the Warlock. It's going to be Sidu on the far end playing the Shaman, and it's going to be Venruki on the Mage. But in this series, very likely going to be holding it down on the Windwalker.
Oh, of course, and you know, one of the things to note about Windwalkers, especially heading into dampening, is that the healing elixirs is so big if he chooses to play that, but he'll probably be playing that diffuse magic, which especially when you know it's going to be a long game, that cooldown just keeps coming up over and over and over, and just being able to reflect all his dots back onto the target.
Yeah, I mean, with G-Wave, there's a lot of different little self-heals they have, you know, healing orbs as well, you know, expel harm. There's a ton of different things that they do have to kind of get those self-heals going. And also, I mean, you can do the images. I think it's Earth, Wind, Fire, it's called, where you split
Storm, Earth, and Fire, yeah.
Storm, Earth, Fire, okay. So
well, the big thing to note is that they will spread your Mortal Strike, and
exactly,
that's huge.
Yeah, so for this comp going into dampening, you can actually have Mortal Strike on all 3 targets, and if it wasn't already hard enough to heal through dampening with dots and spread pressure, it's pretty much impossible when you have Mortal Strike up everywhere. But yeah, the biggest thing about this composition against the LSD2 is how well Venruki is going to be able to maintain on his Monk. But you know, these guys aren't going to go down without a fight, and we will see if this is going to be the case. And maybe Venruki was playing some mind games, who knows? But it is going to be Venfuki Human. He's going to be playing the Windwalker. And we are going to be going on into game 1 here of our second semifinals. Yep. And I guess, you know, there's no headphone sound canceling enough to stop that. I mean, those guys heard the cheers. They appreciate the support. It is Bleach Bones going up against Three Amigos here. Game 1, it's going to be on the Grand Arena. Laguna going to be playing the Warlock. Looney on the Shaman. Laser Chicken will be your Moonkin. And they're going up against Venruki playing the Windwalker Monk. Snuts on Warlock, and Sidu playing the Shaman. The gates are about to start. Let's get it going.
All right, right at the start, we are going to be...
Then I think the link was available there for Looney. He just couldn't get it off.
Yeah, Laser blinked in. Yeah, he tried everything, but he just wasn't able to. Venruki doing a great job. That match is scary for a Windwalker. You know, just we saw every time he pushed up with his timers up, he was either tossed into a clone or just had to play defensive because his team was just falling behind at that point.
Yeah, I mean, Sidu was just getting, I don't think I've ever seen him be controlled so well by a team. Laser Chicken, Laguna, and Looney were just playing so well with the crowd control onto Sidu, putting him behind constantly throughout that game. I mean, Looney, he was at 200K. He just comes out of a death coil with Venruki on the back of him, and he goes for a Spearwalker's Grace Hex on Sidu. I mean, you know, that takes some balls, and he did pull it off, and they got very close to a victory there. And I think, you know, had they been able to get the link off, had they been able to survive a little bit, they may have been able to take that game, but it just, you know, wasn't to be. And the burst coming out of Venruki there at the end was absolutely massive, pumping out a ton of damage that game on the Monk, and we do have a replay of those final moments. And sometimes it's actually better, instead of waiting for your teammate to get there, just press link and say get in. You know, and I mean, that can be risky too, and it can look bad if they do just kill it off before your teammates get in. But in that kind of a situation, there's so many little CCs. I mean, it could have been a spear hand strike, could be the CS, could be a DR stun. But there's so many things available to stop him from dropping the link that if you get that low, you just have to press the button, because I mean, if you get to touch of death range, the game is over. There is no living through touch of death. And that's something you have to be very, very careful of, because you only have like 90% HP against the Monk. You don't have that last 10%. You're just gone.
Right, and you know, even the times when you want to try to hold on to your Battle Master trinket, which is what he was doing, you know, but he's using that preemptively to try to stay out of that touch of death range. So that was a great job. Great to see Venruki is rocking it on the Monk, but this LSD2 deals a scary amount of damage. And even at the beginning, it seemed like Snuts just wasn't able to keep up with his dot pressure.
Yeah, I mean, he did get a lot of damage out. He did a good job, but it was just, I really think the difference was just how much CC was on Sea-Doo. You know, they just did such a good job controlling Sea-Doo, putting him behind nonstop. And I mean, it was like, at one point in the game, they were all low, and Sea-Doo was literally at 100% mana, but it wasn't because he wasn't casting, it was because they were just interrupting everything and CCing him so heavily. And they just did such a good job with that, you know, you can't really talk enough about it, because this is definitely a match that, you know, is supposed to be very heavily favored for the Windwalker Monk, and you know, they made that look so tough. And the Great Arena is not like some map that's heavily LSD2 favored, and they're still going to have to get through things like Blade's Edge and Sewers, you know, ones where the knockoffs are going to be more important. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes for them. But at the same time, you know, one of the best things about the Monk is the mobility is just out of control. So, you know, even if you knock him off, he can port back up. Even if you gateway away, he can either gate after you or just flying serpent kick.
Yeah.
I mean, he has rolls. He has so many ways to catch up. He has, you know, he has the freedom sprint. He has in-cap to even catch back up if he needs to. So it's just like, it's almost impossible to kite against the Monk. And I think that what Looney did was actually so smart, just basically standing in the middle of the map for the most part, allowing them to get that much pressure out. Because the thing is, if you just try to sit there and pillar, all you're going to really accomplish is pillaring your own team, because the Monk is not going to get off you. He's going to be able to stay on the back of the Shaman as long as he wants to. And pulling him constantly through the middle was really what allowed them to ramp up that pressure. It put Sea-Doo in bad spots, allowed them to get the CC. So even though some people might be sitting there saying, oh, that's pretty silly, you know, why is the Shaman in the middle of the map? It was actually really intelligent with this comp in this matchup.
Yep, and we're not going to see any changes out of both teams. We are going to be going into Tolvaron Arena, which was Bleachbone's pick for their map. So this is going to be probably a little harder for Venruki to stay on his target. You know, having this spread gigantic map that we'll probably see Bleachbones do a lot of switching pillars where they're posted up, which is going to be tough for Venruki to follow most of the time. And the big thing is, you know, we really got to see Snuts moving those gateways constantly to keep up with the enemy team. Because as long as it's not too much of a deal for Venruki, because of course flying serpent kick can go pillar to pillar. But
Sea-Doo needs to be able to get to him.
Exactly.
Yep, and I am excited to actually watch LaserChick in this game. I feel like he's such an unknown player compared to some of these other. Coming up soon, but Starfall is available pretty quickly as well. Laguna down so low, though, he may get touched enough. He gets posted down. The link is too late, and out of nowhere, Venruki double trinket stacks come up, and he just gets rocked by the Monk.
Yep, and that was great. Venruki chased when Laguna was trying to port away, just doing a great job of using that mobility to stay on his target. What a match.
Yeah, and I mean,
that seemed much different than the first one.
Yeah, I mean, that's more what I was expecting, honestly, out of this series. The Windwalker Monk, it just puts out so much pressure. And,
look at the damage difference.
Yeah, I mean, Laguna is putting out a ton of damage, man. He's doing very well with that. But yeah, Venruki really...
and Snuts, I mean, they each did more damage than the entire enemy team.
Well, no, Laguna did almost 5 million. Snuts did 4, Venruki did 3. So, you know, Laser Chicken did get out damage, but not by a lot. And I mean, Laguna was the one putting out the most pressure, but still, it's just the burst in the final moments. Hopefully we will have a replay of that. I'd like to see exactly how much he did. If we could see that, would be great. But I mean, just the burst that can come out from the Monk at the end is amazing. And we do have a replay, so we can watch once again that last few seconds. And, you know, it's 2 games in a row. Looney hasn't been able to get off the link, and it's key.
All right, we'll jump into by Venruki and Snuts, you know, setting up that kill. But Sea-Doo just doing such a great job of, again, it's, you know, as a healer myself, seeing all those life bars so low is just such a panic moment for me. Like, as a resto shaman, you know, you don't have the blanket hots, you know, you don't have anything like that. You really got to use like a cooldown to try to pick your team back up. But wow, he just does such a great job of, you know, under pressure, just staying alive.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he really is very good at rolling the riptides on everyone. You know, he constantly is keeping those up, constantly dispelling, you know, the dots off and keeping the healing streams down and stuff. And that's a good poster. But I mean, it's a tough matchup for Bleachbones. And the first game looked amazing for them. It was very, very close. But the second one looked pretty commanding from Three Amigos. And can they really win 3 straight against this team in this matchup? It's going to be so hard for them, and it's I don't know, man. I just don't know what they can do.
They just need to play like they did in the first game.
Yeah.
I think it looked like a completely different team first to second. You know, Bleachbone really needs to come out strong, needs to use those cooldowns early to force things out of Sea-Doo. The crowd control was a lot better on Nagrand than Tolveron. I think that the team got split up a lot. You know, there's a lot of things that really forced the loss out of Bleachbones. You know, having that Shaman chasing him the entire time on the first match, you know, really played well for the team of Bleachbones. So the fact that Three Amigos switched it up and was able to go back and forth onto both the Moonkin and the Warlock, just DPSing him straight through his healing cooldowns, through his Dark Bargain, forcing so much stuff out of him. But their choice is going to be Runes of Lordaeron for what could be the deciding round for this match. Bleachbones facing elimination down 2-0 right now.
Oh man, and I don't know. Runes of Lordaeron is going to be a very aggressive map. But at the same time, you know, are they...
He's down to 100K. He's trying to stay alive. Stoneborn being popped. Any little bit of damage reduction he can get, he needs. Laguna brilliant there to stay alive. And the triple Shadow 3 comes in. He's looking to finish him off. Sea-Doo's down low. I think this is going to be it. He's at 50K. Sea-Doo goes down. And Bleachbones battle back.
Wow. 44% dampening towards the end of there. Sea-Doo doing a great job of keeping his team up from that extreme spread pressure. And I gotta give a shout out to Laser Chicken during that fight. That was crazy.
Yeah, Laser Chicken is just everywhere, man. This guy's out of control. I don't even understand how he does it. I mean, he's getting so much damage out. He's healing so much for the team. He's landing clones both offensively and defensively nonstop. It just seems like he does anything he wants to do, he's doing, and no one's able to stop him. It's pretty incredible stuff from him, but the whole team played very well to be able to get that win under their belt. I mean, so close to going down at the end for Laguna. You know, he had no bargain, had no heals, and was able to live with almost no HP. Sea-Doo at the same time, I mean, pretty impressive to heal through that 45% dampening against LSD2 for that long, and we are going to go to the replay, see those final still. At the same time, I mean, if you're Bleachbones, I mean, that first game could have been yours.
Yeah.
The second game was rough, but the first game could have been yours. And you have to be saying to yourselves, guys, we were like, you know, one little move away from being the 2-1 up in this series. Like, we can still do this.
Yeah, and it's funny when we're watching, you know, Looney try to kite constantly, and then every time that it seems like Venruki and Snuts put him into a bad position, out of the corner of the camera, there's a troll casting a clone every single time. And it's just, he's watching.
There is that troll right there.
He's watching constantly. He's paying attention to the cooldowns. You know, you're not at home. You don't have add-ons. You can't, you know, have some add-on telling you in your ear when, you know, when the monk is hitting his cooldowns and stuff. So they have to really, really pay attention to everything.
And that's where communication comes in as well. These guys are talking constantly. They're telling you, I need help. I'm okay. You know, I'm not okay. I'm going here. I'm going there. You know, it's you have to really communicate well, but at the same time, you don't really want to just be kind of like, you know, spamming useless information. You don't want to be saying every single thing you're doing, but there's a lot that needs to be communicated in WoW Arena. You know, it's like Laguna barely living, Looney barely living. It's so close, and really the team that wins is going to be the one that can just step it up in these final games. We did see a reverse 3-0 sweep from a European team before. Imagine if we saw 2 in a row.
That would make for quite the tournament, you know, all those comebacks. I love when it goes to game 5 every single time, just because every single little moment mattered. Like in that last round, even though that, you know, Three Amigos not being able to take it, they still have breathing room at this point.
Yeah, they definitely do, man, and they are going to have their map selections. We do know the first map selection is going to be Tiger's Peak. We don't know what their next one would be, but we may or may not find out about that. I mean, if they do win here, we're not going to have to find that 5th map, and if they lose, they're still going to have another map pick to fall back on, but obviously they don't want to put themselves in that situation, especially not when they, you know, their favorite map for it is going to be gone.
Yeah, and you know, they're going to have, you know, their picks, which plays, we talk about this a lot, that, you know, if you do win the early momentum with Nagrand, you can just pick every map that you want. Oh, they are ready. Look at that.
All right, guys, the teams are ready, so we're going to be getting queued up into this. It's going to be Bleachbones going up against Three Amigos, and it will be Venruki there on the camera. Snuts in the middle. It's going to be Sea-Doo down on the end. They'll be going up against Laguna, Looney, and Laser Chicken. We're going into the 4th and potentially final game of the series. Three Amigos 1 point away from punching their ticket to the finals, where they would have a rematch against Skillcap DU in what has to be one of the most highly anticipated series of all time.
Oh, of course. You know, if that ends up being, but even if Bleach Bones makes it in, you know, that's going to be such a close matchup. There's those two comps against each other. You know, it's scary for both sides.
Definitely very scary. And I'm very excited to say we are into the game now, guys. And we are going to be getting those rolling.
I hope that was just some random guy sitting next to her.
No, I'm sure they're a very happy couple, Jared. That, or maybe they will be after this. Love is in the air at BlizzCon.
Look at that.
But we are zoning on into Tiger's Peak. It's Bleach Bones versus the Three Amigos. Let's hear a round of applause for these two teams.
All right, let's watch Laser out of this one. He's just been doing such a dominant job on his team. You know, they give him a breathing moment. It seems like the team of Bleach Bones is just healed to full as Venruki is in a capstun by himself in the back. Oh, wow.
Venruki goes down with 10 seconds left on his Nimble Brew. His Trinket on cooldown as well. He couldn't get out of the stun. The cap stun critically was not taken out, was not avoided. And Looney, with that cap stun, turns it around for his team. The damage ramping up. Venruki too far in behind the pillar. Sidu unable to get to him to heal him back up. And it is a tie ball game, 2-2. And Three Amigos have got to be feeling the pressure now.
Wow, Laser. Can't say enough about him. He's been doing a great job. Every time Venruki, you could tell he was going to go offensive, and Laser was there with clones non-stop. We saw entire double trinket brews just completely negated over and over in the match.
And I mean, honestly, I've got to question the strategy of going on Laser. I mean, I feel like he's just drawing their pressure because he's getting so much done, you know, offensively and defensively. They're feeling like we just can't ignore him. The clones are so annoying. But when you look at how many cooldowns he has defensively when you go through the Bark Scene, you go through the Symbiosis Shield Wall, you go through the Ursox, he has Displacer's Beast to get away. He's very adept at keeping himself alive, at healing through damage if his healers even CC'd. So I just feel like they're getting so much done when they're on Laguna and Looney, and when they go on Laser, it feels like even if they get him and all that damage crashing in, Starfall popped, all the cooldowns popped.
Sidu was in the middle of the map at that point too, so it was just that cap stun just after that, the cascade of damage, and that's it.
I mean, you know, and it's definitely a mistake that Venruki's going to be kicking himself for a bit because, you know, as that Windwalker monk, you can take down totems like that pretty easily. You know, like one blackout kick is going to pretty much one-shot that. So that it's you know, it's something that in normal circumstances he would take out, unless I did miss a root or something and couldn't get to it. That's definitely possible as well. But it's definitely something you have to be very careful of because if you get a little bit too over-aggressive, the game could just end like that. And you know, before that, they were in a pretty darn good position.
They were, and there was a lot of cooldowns forced out of Bleach Bones into those last few minutes. You know, there was many times that they got Laser extremely low. I mean, he was almost in touch of death range a few times during that matchup when cooldowns were not available. But, you know, overall, though, if you look at in terms of the healing cooldowns out of Looney, he really didn't use that many. Didn't have to link, you know, hitting Ascendance just to keep his team, you know, topped and stuff. But overall, it didn't seem like the team of Three Amigos was pressuring Bleach Bones as much as in the previous games.
And you have to feel that Bleach Bones is starting to just get into the swing of things a bit. I mean, they didn't have the games on stage yesterday. This is their first stage match in front of that they've had against some of these teams versus the matches they've had here at BlizzCon. Just everyone is really stepping up their game, and all these series are so much closer. You know, when you look at the games between Penny Fear Thought and Three Amigos at regionals, that was just a complete stomp. It was 3-0. Every game was like 30 seconds. And then you compare that to yesterday, it was a 3-2. Honestly, could have easily gone in the favor of Penny Fear Thought. I think if they stayed in the room, they had that last game, and they would be, you know, done. And then, you know, traditionally, I know they've played against these guys a lot on ladder, and Three Amigos basically never loses to them on ladder with this comp. And now up 2-0, looks like it was going to be kind of, you know, day in the office as usual, right? Things that they're going as planned. But now, out of nowhere, Bleach Bones takes 2 games back, and we saw one reverse sweep. Now we're 1 game away from a second European reverse sweep and an all-European Grand Finals.
Yeah, see? That guy told us Bleach Bones will come back.
He did tell us. Why didn't you listen, Jared? But yeah, so I mean, they're playing fantastically. Three Amigos needs to be on top of their game. They cannot afford to make any mistakes here in this final match. This is going to be such an important one. Both teams here are already guaranteed $20,000, but winning this one next arena match guarantees you $50,000 with the potential to get $120,000. So even if you lose in the grand finals after this, you're guaranteed $30K on one game of arena.
Oh yes. And of course, both teams really wanting to face off against Skill Capped, little grudge match all around from there. Of course, the team of Bleach Bones being able to play against them on live on ladder. But now that we've seen big shifts in the competitive scene where, we saw a lot of the Korean players playing on the North American ladder along with the Europeans.
Yep, definitely, and I think that's helped them out a lot. But we are in the game now, guys. It's going to be Dalaran Sewers. Three Amigos tied 2-2 with Bleach Bones. Let's hear it for these two teams. Whoever takes this one will be going to the grand finals to fight Skill Capped EU next. Whoever loses will be going home in 3rd/4th place. It is a very important one. Everything on the line. No games to give. Looney's going to be playing the Resto Shaman.
He just needs to pump those heels out.
The triple howl, though, comes in. I think this is going to be it for them. The bash is on Cedu, the full axe. Then Ruki's at 60K. Snuts is going down as well. There's the disperse coming out. The diffuse comes out from Enruki. Cedu needs to stop them all back off. He has his Beerwalker's Grace active. Somehow, some way, they're still alive, but it's 35% dampening. They're all at 100K. Then Ruki's so low. What does he have left? He has nothing. The Karma comes out. Cedu at 20K. Cedu goes down! And that is it. 2 reverse sweeps from Europe, and the grand finals have been set. It's an all-European affair. Bleach Bones will be meeting Skill Capped, and Three Amigos are going home.
Wow, what a map. That Bleach Bones did an incredible job of kiting that entire time.
I can't believe how well they played that series. Just absolutely incredible. Taking 3 straight games against a team, that was favored against them. Everyone was saying, the Windwalker Lock Shaman is going to beat this comp, and they just played incredibly well. After the first 2 games, no links coming down on either of those 2 games. It looked like it was going to be a quick 3-0, but little did we know they had this in them. I mean, so close in that final game, able to stay alive, for quite a while when it looked like it was hopeless, but still, they just could never recover. And we're going to go to the replay and show you those final moments once more. Everyone on Three Amigos so low, just Cedu unable to pick them up one last time. But I cannot wait to hear what they have to say, and we have them on the stage with Zoe.
Thank you very much, guys. So, Bleach Bones is in the final, ladies and gentlemen, where they will meet Skill Capped. And once more, before we're going to talk to you, I want to hear a massive applause for the guys from Three Amigos. What a fight. And seemingly, this is the semi-finals of the comebacks. Once more, a team pulls it back after a 2-0. What were your thoughts? Did you feel like, okay, you still got a chance? Because the team over there, they looked so dominant the first 2 games. What went through your head right there? How do you think you actually kept the calm to come back there?
I don't know. It wasn't really over. They won the 2 first games, but the first game was really our game, and then we lost because we just did a small mistake. And then we lost the second game because another mistake, and we just got our shit together and we played good and we won.
You did indeed. Now, Skill Capped is the opponent you got for the finals. What are your thoughts on that?
It's going to be our hardest game for sure.
Well, that's good, because we want to see more of those intense, close games. So congratulations, guys. That was incredible, and I'm so happy to see you guys back in the finals. And before that's going to happen, we once more going to take a look at the brackets so you see what happened today here on stage, as we did have the guys from Three Amigos already playing here just against those 2 guys, and the game we saw before that was Push from Korea, and they unfortunately got eliminated by Skill Capped, but it was absolutely brilliant. So we are going to head into the grand finals of the World of Warcraft Arena World Championship here, so don't go anywhere, stay tuned. The finals are about to happen after a short break. This is the grand finals of the World of Warcraft Arena World Championship. Are you guys ready? Yes, I take that as a resounding yes. Brian Holinka, everyone, and now it is time to get the players on stage. And let's start this off with a Bleach Bones, ladies and gentlemen. And in this grand final, they will be going up against Skill-Capped EU. Those are our finalists here for the World of Warcraft Arena World Championship. You guys look ready? Yeah, you guys do look ready. How ready do you feel, though?
Super ready.
Super ready.
Can't get more ready.
Good, good. That's what we want to hear. Now, you guys just watched them pulling an amazing comeback as well, which you just did before them. How do you think the game is going to pan out between the two of you?
Honestly, I think it's going to be really, really close. Like any of the games, any of the series they have played have been so close. Of course, it's going to be some dampening games most of the times. So we're a bit against the clock, but we have some pretty good strats for most situations. So hopefully we can make the best out of it.
All right. You seem prepared. You guys seem as ready as can get. You guys are ready? And so are we. So please hand it over to our casters.
Hey guys, we are here at BlizzCon 2014. We have the grand final set. As you heard, the crowd is ready. The players are ready. Are you guys?
I am absolutely ready. I am every bit as ready as Bleach Bones at this particular moment in time. They sound like they could not get any more ready. Of course, Skill-Capped looking fantastic as well, ready to go into this. That was some just crazy series. Both of these series that got them here, just ridiculous.
Yeah, absolutely insane. I mean, who would have expected to see 1 3-0 comeback, you know, and let alone 2 in a row? I mean, it's pretty insane. The stage has been set for the most crazy grand finals that we have ever seen, and hopefully these matches can live up to ones that we've seen all day.
Yeah, it is going to be a best of 7, so we're going to have a lot of matches ahead of us, at least 4, and I really doubt that we're only going to see 4 matches.
Yeah, I don't think
between these two teams. It's going to go longer than that.
Oh, of course, and both teams just playing an absolutely impeccable games to get here. We talked about both teams going down 0-2 and just coming back, and Bleach Bones, just incredible last 3 games.
Yeah.
They were absolutely crazy. You know, we had the crowd favorites, 3 Amigos, go down to them, and I mean, that last Dalaran Sewers round was like textbook LSD2.
Yeah, they played so incredibly well. But at the same time, Skill-Capped, I mean, it's like, if these two teams are playing at the level that they each played in their last 3 games of their series, I mean, who even comes out on top? I don't even know, man. It's like two perfectly playing teams, basically. It's just been absolutely phenomenal. I mean, we saw some jitters, some mistakes from both teams in the opening games of their series, but those are also, to be fair, the first matches that they played on stage. You know, the no links from Looney, the no block from No Lifer, and things like that. But that's out of their system now, I think. And we do have Bleach Bones on the screen, one of your European representatives in the grand finals. Closest to us, that's going to be Laguna. In the middle, that is Laser Chicken, and on the far end, that is going to be Looney playing the Restoration Shaman. And you know, they all have been playing incredibly well, but Laser Chicken to me is the standout player of the tournament.
Oh, absolutely. Definitely. I think he's the big reason why they were able to defeat 3 Amigos, just doing a crazy job of crowd controlling Venruki nonstop.
Yeah, and not just Venruki, but Sidhu also. Snuts when it was important. He was just doing everything that needed to be done, filling those holes. And we do see now Skill-Capped EU on the screen. It's going to be Zuniaki closest to the screen. In the middle is going to be Talby Tree, and on the far end is going to be No Lifer coming back, you know, having the guts to go into a mirror against Push, who was just dominating them, you know, in their main comp. Go into a mirror, win 3 games straight. You know, what a confidence boost from that. And they even said, you know, Zuniaki speaking to No Lifer being confident even before they started playing against them. They were down 0-2, and he said they're confident to win anyway. And I mean, that speaks a lot to this team. You know, this team has a lot riding on it, especially No Lifer and Zuniaki were in the grand finals last year where they got blanked by Skill Caps. They do not want to have a repeat of that. They want to show you what they are made of and finally claim that elusive world championship title.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like this match is just about to get started here. The teams are queuing in. We will be getting underway here very, very shortly. Bleach Bones versus Skill Cap. These are two names that have been around in WoW Arena for ages at this point. Very well-known names in the community. Very well-known players as well. I cannot wait for these matches. How about you guys? Are you able to wait for these any longer? I didn't think so. We're going to get underway here in just a second. The doors will be opening very, very shortly. And then we're going to be heading into these grand finals.
Yep, guys, we're going to be starting off on the Grand Arena. Bleach Bones going up against Skill Cap EU, the 6 best players in the world sitting down to do battle here for 250. Keep the dots up as best as he possibly can. Talby is dotted up now, maybe going to look for a drink. He wants to desperately, but he just doesn't have the time. No Lifer so low, Zuniaki so low, and if they can get any more CC out, this could be the game. The double howl comes in. Fear Ward replay stop onto Talby. Zuniaki in so much trouble right now, but Talby's going to go down, I think 10K, 3K, and he will fall. And Bleach Bones take first blood in the grand finals, 3 games away from $120,000.
That's a pretty big chunk of change for 3 more games that they got to win here. That was looking very, very strong for Skill Caps actually very early on. They made a couple of really good pushes early, but against this comp, they really have to capitalize on those early pushes, pull out all the cooldowns that they possibly can, and grab that win early, because as we just saw, the longer this game goes, the harder it gets for Skill Cap.
Yeah, I mean, they had that one kind of window of opportunity where they maybe could have killed Looney off early on, where there was no trinket on Laser Chicken or Looney. There was, there was no Heart of the Wild. Most of the key cooldowns were down, and they did get him low. But the Nature's Guardian, the Hellstone, the Battlemaster, everything came out during that silence, because you can still use all that stuff while you are silenced up. Yeah. So he was able to survive through that, got the gateway across the map, and doing a fantastic job to survive there. Is the first point there on the board for Bleach Bones, who have been looking so good. They were one of the teams that really impressed me most. They actually were the team that impressed me most in the European qualifiers. Skill Cap DU really stepped up their game from the European qualifiers till now. I think they've been playing a lot better. Although they did go straight through in the European qualifiers, they look kind of shaky in some of those series, and a lot of the teams that they did beat didn't look like they were playing their best either. But here they've been playing fantastically. But Bleach Bones is playing a little bit better, at least in that first game.
And these teams are absolutely ready to get back into it. Both of them immediately telling me that they're good to go, and you can tell that the confidence is high. They didn't have to sit and talk about what was going on. They knew the strats, like Zuniaki was saying on stage. They know the answers, they just have to execute them well.
Yeah, I don't think there were really any surprises for either team in that last match. It's just a matter of the longer it goes on, the easier it gets for Bleach Bones, the harder it gets for Skill Cap. But Skill Cap does have plenty of chances left to make a comeback over here as we are about to go into this next match. Bleach Bones up 1-0 versus Skill Cap EU in these grand finals. Best of 7, 4 games to win it. We're just about to get started here. These two teams are looking ready. I think everybody's ready for this one.
Definitely, guys. So if you would like to see Bleach Bones go up 2-0, let's hear it. And if you want to see Skill Capped EU tie it up, battle back here in game 2, give them a cheer. Down, Zuniaki unable to get that silence off as he was cloned up, and that could have been the game.
Laser Chicken wasn't able to get in to the link, however, so it just normalized Laguna's and Looney's health.
There's that silence, though. Look at his HP. Out comes the Devouring Plague, down below 100K. He's in trouble. Can he top himself back off? 70K, 60K, HP, 40K. Will he go down? He's desperately trying to stay alive, but he falls.
Every single last CC possible chained beautifully to be able to make sure that Looney fell in that particular engagement. Skill Capped, they just lined up everything that they possibly had. It was a very much a fire everything sort of moment, and it absolutely paid off for them. Looney falls, and they've tied it up 1-1.
And the ring on top meant Looney couldn't go anywhere. It was great, and he didn't have a trinket available, so he couldn't just walk out and trinket that off.
Yep.
Just so much trouble.
Yeah, nothing in the grand finals. Remember, it is a best of 7, so they still have quite a ways to go here. Both teams are going to need to secure themselves 3 more victories if they want the title of BlizzCon champion.
And we've just seen so many amazing plays already out of this skill-capped team. I can't say enough about that WMD series with Push Push. They just showed that they can flex and do anything. I don't see them changing anything from these comps, both teams, just because this is their tried and true. This is what they qualified with. This is what they know really well.
I would be absolutely shocked, actually, if anyone changed anything up at this point.
Yeah, for sure.
I just don't think there's any chance of seeing that in this series, especially. So, two teams, you know, just chock full of confidence, rightfully so. They've made it all the way to the grand finals, both guaranteed at least $50,000, which is quite the payday already, but they want to be playing for that first place.
Fina's there trying to get some fears off, but it is banished right away. Laguna's been nullifying every single one of those with the banishes, which is great. Celestial alignment back up for Laser Chicken, as he is going to dump some dot damage, and look at the, wow.
Oh my God. The Star Surge crits, and Laser Chicken says, get out to Zuniaki. He is gonna fall.
That was so fast.
Yeah.
That damage.
Yeah, and I mean, you can see them laughing about it. They know. I mean, those crits, man, when you get the proc and it crits with your cooldowns up, it is just insane. And no chance for Zuniaki to actually disperse there. I don't think you can really put any blame on him for that one. That one just was so out of the blue.
143K.
Yeah, 143,000. I mean, it's like, against the dot team, yeah, sure, you could say, oh, well, he should have done it, he died. But the thing is, I don't hold him responsible for that one at all. I mean, it's so much damage that can just come out of nowhere. And it's like, if you waste your disperse anytime you're around 200K or something, then you're not going to have it when you really need it.
Absolutely. So that does put Bleach Bones up 2-0 against Skill Capped in this series. We said it was probably going to be. I'm sorry?
2-1.
2-1, yeah, sorry, I said that backwards. That does mean that we are going to probably see, do you guys think we're going to see a Game 7 out of this?
I definitely think we could. I mean, you know, that is a very spread out map we've seen so far. You know, in the grand, pretty spread out map. You can really kind of take advantage of the fact that you can't get away from them. It could be very pivotal here. It's going to be Game 4, guys. This is the grand finals here at BlizzCon. Let's hear it for these two teams. So on the left, it is Skill Capped EU. On the right, Bleach Bones. Well, it's opposite now, but Bleach Bones, they could have a chance to get the kill. The clone over on Laser Chicken, he's getting very low. The Battlemaster comes out. There's a triple roar. Sounds of all of it. I think he's going to go down. 80K. He still ain't goes down. And we are all tied up. Skill Capped EU. They had the smallest of windows to win the game, and they set it up perfectly. No life for the Mastermind, getting the Palm Poly out. So many players would have just deeped there. The Palm Poly allowing Zuniaki the time to get there, allowing Talby the time to get there, to get the roar into the clone on Laser Chicken so he couldn't help out. For the team to get that perfect setup, they had one chance, they capitalized, and they're tied as a result.
And I am so glad he held on to that deep for as long as he did. It was great seeing him blinking with that Palm Poly, giving Zuniaki time to come over and help out. And that silence, I mean, we even saw the Druid getting involved with the roar. Just everything went perfect for that setup.
Yeah, for sure. Not much more that can be said about that. I think you guys said it pretty well. Just absolutely perfect CC chain there to be able to score that kill.
I've got to say, man, every series, I keep watching a series and I say, okay, well, it's all downhill from here. We can't beat this series. And then the next series comes and I'm like, okay, well, come on. You're being ridiculous. It can't be better than this series. And now we're in the grand finals. We're tied 2-2 on the back of some ridiculously high-level play, some ridiculous games, so back and forth. And, you know, you can't ask for anything more than this. This is, without a doubt, in my opinion, the best World of Warcraft tournament ever. We have the best crowd that we have ever seen as well. You guys have been fantastic.
Earlier matches. Like, he really set up all the kills as the gates are about to open. 2 seconds for what could be the next map.
Damage going to be coming over onto him. Can they get the cross CC? MCS on a Laser Chicken. Disarm over on a Looney. Cenarian Ward is up. They may need the NS Heal. Battlemaster comes out. There is that Heart of the Wild NS Heal out from Laser Chicken like we talked about. So another key cooldown has been worked through. Looney will have a trick for the next one. You know, 2 deeps from now, if they can set it up properly, that would be their kill opportunity.
Oh, but look at No Lifer. He has the block. He's on hypothermia. Oh, the offensive block to keep him out of that beam. It was just crazy. Wow, that so much damage. They put it right back onto him when they saw the hypothermia, and
they look so happy about that.
Oh yeah,
you know, Laguna putting the exclamation point on that one. I mean, they are able to punish him, and you know, it's one of those things that No Lifer kind of has to do it, though. He can't afford to get interrupted during these burst combos. One Fear is going to shut down all their damage during these attacks forward. So he's using the Ice Block Glyph. He's even altered timing it when he does have that available. It's for the double magic immunity. You know, he is able to use that to kind of just not be interrupted interrupted during his combos, but obviously the downside of that is you can be susceptible to these attacks forward, and he hasn't been punished at all in the series so far for it. And then now, out of nowhere, we've seen, Laser Chicken could just put out such massive amounts of damage, and it's like, it's pretty scary to deal with. I mean, he hit him for 150,000 at the end.
Well, that's a lot of damage.
It is a lot of damage, man. And,
wow, yeah.
And that's 2 of the wins that they've had have just been on the back of those massive Moonkin crits. They got, 145k crit on Zunyaki earlier. Admittedly, it wasn't a game they were probably going to win anyway. But this one was, definitely anyone's game. Was going quite good for Skill Cap to you, honestly. And 150,000 Star Surge.
Yeah, it's so much damage that, like, even if he had the block, who knows if he would have been able to get it off in time. It's just such a huge amount of damage to actually try to deal with in that short amount of time.
Yep. And now, I mean, you can see, maybe the nerves a little bit starting to set in as they realize the situation. They have to win 2 in a row, and it's going to be on their opponent's map pick if they can even force that final game. They will have their map selection now. It's going to have to be Tiger's Peak.
It has to be Tiger's Peak.
The only one left in the rotation. So we're going to Tiger's Peak. They need a win on Tiger's Peak, but not just that. They would need then a win on the map selection of Bleach Bones, which would probably be Tolver on, judging off of how dominant they were. And here is the replay of those final moments. They are going to go aggressive onto Looney. They had the proper setup. They do force out the Heart of the Wild NS. There's a nice beam, but see, with that Ice Block lift, he's immuning the sounds from the beam. He's getting out the damage that he needs to. So this is something he has to do. Even using the Alter Time, as I spoke about, for the double lift there. And Talby now, this is where it starts to go bad. Into the Shadow Fury, the Howl hits all 3 there. They're very grouped up, and look at that damage just flying in. He just gets spiked down so fast.
Yeah, really, really tough for Talby to deal with at that point. I don't know that he would have been able to save him through that ridiculous amount of damage. If he had the Ice Block, there was a good amount of time that he would have been able to use it. So yeah. But like you said, it makes so much sense for him to use it offensively in that situation.
I mean, if he didn't Ice Block offensively there, their swap would have literally done nothing. He would have got beamed. That would have been the end of it. Looney would have been sitting at full HP, and we would have been saying, what a terrible swap that was. It's not a mistake. It's not like a fault to do that. He had to, but just such good CC and such a good burst back from Bleach Bones. I mean, they got a triple Howl, the Shadow Fury hit, they had a Hex out of that. I mean, it was just like, Talby didn't have his trinket, there was nothing he could do, and Zunyaki was caught in the fear as well, so there was no support system for No Lifer to survive.
Yeah, and that's really how this LSD2 comp wants to play, is finding those opportunities, like making the game take as long as possible so that they can just sit back and wait and say, okay, right now is a good opportunity for us to get a kill at this point in time, or, we'll just wait forever and eventually win. Yeah.
But Laser Chicken, once again, playing very well there, being a key player for his team. But all 3 have been playing fantastic on both sides. It is now 3-2 match point here. Potentially the last game of the BlizzCon 2014 World of Warcraft Arena Tournament. And Bleach Bones, they're 1 game away from securing the trophies and the $120,000.
And how fitting is it that it could possibly end on Tiger's Peak, the arena that came out in this Pandaria?
Yeah, good point.
For sure. So we will be getting into this game here very, very shortly. Like I said, this could be match point for Bleach Bones. If you want Bleach Bones to take this victory right here, give them a cheer.
I think this audience has switched who they're cheering for. I think that they earned
cheering.
It could be that. I think they earned a lot of respect from that last match against 3 Amigos.
Let's find out. If you want Skill Cap to come back, take 2 games and the finals, give them a cheer. I don't know, man. It's sounding pretty even at the moment.
Yeah, I think these guys are just having fun, man. I'm having fun too. Absolutely. Been so many incredible games, but it's going to be Tiger's Peak. It's 3-2 lead for Bleach Bones. Playing for Bleach Bones is Laser Chicken on the Moonkin, Looney on the Restoration Shaman, Laguna playing the Affliction Warlock, and their opponent's going to be Skill Cap DU, Zunyaki on the Shadow Priest, No Lifer on the Frostmate. Bones still with that trinket. Talby down to 150k. No mana remaining. Zunyaki tapped on mana. He's at 200k. They need a miracle, and they need it now. Laser Chicken pops his Heart of the Wild. They're going to get offensive. They want to finish off this game. They sense the victory. They feel that championship. It's within their grasp. Will they be able to do it? No Lifer trying to pull back. Temporal Shield is up, but Talby Tree, he has nothing. He blinks forward. This is their last chance. There's a deep freeze on the Laser. Sounds over on the Looney. What can they get done? The fear to follow it up, but No Lifer, he blocks offensive. He's at 100k. Zunyaki's at 100k. Talby Tree's trying to keep them up. Full sheep over on the Looney, but they just have no pressure. And Talby's at 20k. He's going to go down. That is it. It is all over. You have your champions, the global champions. It's going to be Bleach Bones. They take in a wild one, 4-2 over Skill Cap Europe.
Just a beautifully played match out of Bleach Bones, very by the book all the way through. Not really ever in any huge danger from Skill Cap that whole time. They just played that flawlessly.
Just incredible play from them. What a story. Laser Chicken was a last-minute replacement at the European Regionals. They had to sub him in. Their player could not get a visa. They bring him in. They 2-0 get through to BlizzCon from the European Regionals. They 2-0 their group. They go through undefeated, no losses in the European Regionals or in the BlizzCon Championships with a replacement. That is just absolutely insane. And not only do they have that replacement, the replacement, in my opinion, is the MVP of the tournament. Laser Chicken just absolutely dominant, but Laguna pumping out 26 million damage, out-damaging the other team that game. Just incredible stuff all around. Looney with fantastic positioning. Incredible stuff. We have Zoe on the stage.
And those are your winners of the World of Warcraft Arena World Championship. Please give it up for Bleach Bones. Skill Capped fought well, but in the end faltered underneath the guys from Bleach Bones from Europe. Brian Holinka is handing over the trophies, and of course they also will be rewarded with $120,000 prize money. That was an insane day. We had so many great games, amazing plays in the semifinals and the finals. It was absolutely amazing. We see some very happy guys. So congratulations to you. And we want to thank all of you for watching, all of you for coming here into the hall, watching the games here on stage. And of course, give it up for our casters, Josh, Jared, and Isaac, who did an insane job casting all those games. We thank all the teams for participating. It's been a blast. Thank you all for watching, and we hope to see you again next year.